Welcome to the Dirt Trail Running Podcast. My name is Michelle Hartwig, and I am your host. And tonight is Friday night, and we're doing a news recap. We're going to go over Galena Sky Trail races, the Ornery Mule Mountain Challenge. Jeff Lennard just finished Krill Jewel 100. My daughter Tasha just got done hiking at Lost Dutchman State Park, and so she's going to do a recap of that. We've got some favorite TikToks that we're going to share and anything else that we come up with. So I'm going to let everybody else that's here with us tonight introduce herself. On my screen, I got Jeff Lennard over in the corner. Why don't we start with him?
Jeff Lennard coming at you from Johnsburg, Illinois tonight.
And then Ryan?
Ryan Steiner coming from Peru, Indiana.
And Sid?
I'm Sid Wagner. I am coming from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
And Steph?
I am Coach Steph coming at you from outside of Madison, Wisconsin.
And Nikki?
I'm Nikki Wright coming at you from Crystal Lake, Illinois.
And the pistol?
Well, I'm Crystal, and I'm coming to you from Rockford, Illinois.
And then last, my daughter.
Hi, Tasha, and I'm in beautiful Apache Junction, Arizona.
And what are you doing out there?
Hanging out with my papa, making art and hiking.
Cool. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about tonight is Galena Sky Trail race. That's Ornery Mule race that we put on, and I felt like it was one of the most normal feeling races that we've had so far this year. The COVID restrictions, they kind of eased up right before the race, and it was super nice. I think everybody but Jeff was there. Oh, and Tasha, because Tasha was out in Arizona, and we had maybe each person could share a little bit about what they did at the race and maybe something that you observed. I know Crystal did. Maybe we could start with her. You volunteered and were there all weekend.
Well, yeah. I mean, I left on Saturday night, but I was there Friday night and just hanging out. And then I'm not going to say I did aid station stuff because I really didn't.
You were at the aid station. Were you dancing?
I mean, like I was there. Like I helped. Like I walked the course. Like Sid and I walked the course, and Sid did the cowbell for everyone, and we were cheering people on. And I was helping Ed Shear with refilling his fluids every time I would look and see if he needed something. I would help him, and then I did sweeping the course with Ed. We picked up all the course markings at the end. It was fun.
I think I saw you out there pacing somebody at least one lap.
Well, I wasn't really pacing. I was just talking. I think I did like a half of a loop with my friend Katrina, and then I did a couple halves of the loop with my friend Ginger, who I hadn't seen in almost a year. So we were just walking and talking. So it was nice. I hope everybody saw the butt tree while they were there too.
Steph did not see it.
I didn't see it either. I didn't see it either. And Michelle was right there. She prompted me. She said, butt tree ahead. And I'm looking, but I never found it.
We're doing a sign next year. There's going to be a sign.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it might be one of the pictures that you and Brenda took. We
I
should
did see the
use
picture.
as the sign.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
So
I definitely saw pictures.
So Nikki and Ryan, this was your first time running this course. I think everybody else has been there.
Right.
Why don't you guys tell us what the course was like and what it seemed like to you?
Ryan, you go first because I just caught a couple of loops.
Oh, well, I mean, it seemed not so bad the first couple of times around, but it got pretty brutal.
Do you think that I made it sound easier than it was?
Maybe, yeah.
I'm just curious if I do. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess I didn't ask anyone. I just kind of went for it. And there wasn't a lot of narrow areas. So it didn't seem like it was as brutal as it was, because you kind of could bounce around from side to side as you were going down. And I don't know, but it caught up to me very fast.
Well,
It
you
was
did great.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, you did. And there were narrower trails before, but they widened them, I feel like. Right, Michelle?
Well, I know there's one section that was for sure widened that
Yeah.
maybe you're referring to. That was over by the 900-foot drop.
Right.
Yeah, over there. Yep.
Yeah, because I actually rerouted the course this year, because last year, halfway through the race, we had to reroute it because there was a hill that was becoming mudslide hill, and it was so dangerous for the runners that we rerouted it partway through. And so this year it was calling for rain, so I just said I'm just going to go ahead and make the course that way so we don't need to reroute it.
It was pretty muddy there this time. Well, it was like it teased to be muddy there the whole time. Like you kind of thought as your feet hit it, you might slide, but I never did. So
yeah, I didn't really see muddy pictures. Like what a Jenny Thorson, holy cow. Everybody get a chance to look at her gorgeous pictures?
Yes. They're amazing. I haven't looked through all of them, but I looked through probably a dozen of them, and I was just blown away at how good they are.
Yeah, we need to add a link to that on the YouTube page because they were really gorgeous. And Nikki, how far did you get to run? You were volunteering, but then you took a couple loops out there and had some fun.
Yeah, we did 2 loops. And I said, I'm like, I would totally run that next year. It seemed, I mean, I understand what Ryan's saying. I only did 2 loops, but the way the course is set up, you like kind of the figure 8 situation, it goes so fast. You just like all of a sudden you're back at the aid station. So I was super surprised about that. And then for how much it did kind of rain in the morning, it was dry. I mean, I didn't have any mud or anything after 2 loops. I thought the conditions were really good. So I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah,
I started in the rain, so my feet got wet.
I ran later. I did run later, so it wasn't raining when I ran, but it was warmer. It was humid. I don't know. I thought the weather was decent. If not, I mean, I'd rather run then than like today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like it was good running weather. It kept the runners cool. Well, Steph, she full on did the 4-hour race and won her age group at that. So,
good job.
In a very competitive age group category. You were actually like 4th overall female too, I think. Something. I should have checked. Nice. I was trying to get it pull up. I wanted to get the results to pull up on my phone, but I'm having a problem with that, so I'm not going to be able to talk about results, but I'm pretty sure you were like 4th overall female.
He was like 4th or 5th. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I definitely really questioned whether I was going to be able to do a loop at all when I got there, because I've just been having a really rough week. So it was kind of like this celebration actually, and it was just like, you want my race recap. It's just the figure 8 is just so perfect. It's like when you go around the first half, and it's like you kind of can go like a little bit faster, and then like the second half's a little bit more technical, but the views are more rewarding. Like, there's always like something going on. So like mentally, it moves you, right? And then like being able to see everyone out there just doing their thing like normal was just amazing to have again.
Yeah, I think that one of the really cool things about that course is you can be a mile away from somebody else, but the way the course winds, you can see them like down on a lower hill and you're on the higher hill, and you can see them running over there, and it just makes it just is nice because you get to see everybody.
I think I was just complete opposite of like Christina, like the entire time, and I would just like wave and yell every single loop, and it was just so much fun.
And then we had a costume contest, and of course Christina Gloria came like completely decked out as a gorgeous Viking that she was.
Yes.
And then let's see, we had Carrie Wagner, and she ran and she had the Ornery Mule Racing cape, which was cool. and she switched costumes. She was a unicorn, and she had like themes. Like she changed clothes like every single time. And there's like 40 million pictures of her because she was having so much fun. And then let's see who else. Oh, then so those two both won. We had 2 first overall costumes, and they both won. And then we had let's see, Greg Sturdy, who ran the entire time with that giant shield.
Yep.
That was the Viking.
The
And the
Viking.
hammer.
Yeah,
And
with
the
the
paint
blue
stayed on
paint.
his head.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's so photogenic too. And
I kept asking him how his paint stayed on, and he said something. I don't know. It's like some kind of paint he used, and because
Yeah,
it
he's-
really
he's a
didn't
pro.
smudge. Mhm.
He's definitely a pro. He gave me the whole spiel after the race was over and like explained everything. He has it all down. He definitely does.
And then let's see, who else do we have? We had Arturo
Arturo.
Rodriguez.
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
Royal's so nice. He pulled up the results for me. Let's see. So where's Steph? She's first in her age group. This is the age group, so it doesn't actually show overall. And Steph, let's see. I would have to count. It's not showing exactly which one. Okay, so yeah, so I got off track. So then, of course, Arturo, he ran shirtless a lot of the day and stayed cool and had fun.
With a Viking helmet and
Yep. His Viking helmet and his
And a
cinnamon goo.
skirt,
That
right?
kept him going.
I was going to call it a skirt too, but I thought that's not what it's called, is it? and a smile the whole time.
A smile,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
best
That's
success.
what I mean.
So
I
fast,
couldn't believe how many
uphill,
people were
smiling.
Yeah, so many people were. I feel like a lot of people felt normalcy, kind of like it was,
Yeah.
it was so different than Earth Day. I thought. I mean, Earth Day was great, but this was just like having spectators and everybody just
Yeah.
seemed, like just back at it. It was great.
Yeah,
It was great.
yeah. Earth Day felt like a race during COVID. Like we were,
Right.
it just did. Like there was nobody around because we were so waved apart. The 1 hour or 30-minute waves we
30
did.
minutes.
And and it just like the whole day it felt like, okay, where is everybody? But there was a lot of people there, but the way we had it laid out, there was never more than 50. But this one, you could see, a couple hundred people. They were spread apart, but you could see them. So, and everybody was smiling. It was just so nice.
And then there was the party afterwards, which, that's great to be able to gather like that.
Yeah, that was super fun.
In the tent.
And our timers, they worked this year. We've had really bad timers. I mean, I shouldn't say that. So we've had timers that we've used. I wasn't real happy with them. We've used them for many things. And then since Galena Sky is our small race, they would send their B team to time our race because we only had 200 runners. And then their B team didn't really know how to produce the results to us. And then they'd end up having to call the boss. And we always were delayed to get our first year people who are a really big timing company took till like Thursday the next week to even get it together. But the other people, it just took them a little while. And but this year, Dexter or Mayhem, I should say, Mayhem Race Management, they did a really great job and got them to us right away. And Ryan and Nikki passed out awards. They were our Vanna White of the evening.
Nice.
To be honest, that was very confusing.
I was so frazzled at that point. I mean, it might have been the fireball shots.
Might have been a little bit of this.
It was also like just finding the right award and stuff. Yeah.
What did she say? I'm not sure I heard her. I was asking people, what were you first? But hopefully no one said anything, so I think we got it right.
Yeah, I think so. They were all in order, laid out. I mean, you guys I kind of surprised you, and I didn't know Nikki had a couple shots at that point either. I found out later on. She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no problem." And then the Ornery Mule Mountain Challenge, that was super fun. We gave 1st through 5th overall prizes for that, and
Did they run up, Michelle? Did they run up the main hill?
No, Old Main's the one they went down. And
Okay.
so that one's pretty easy. The one that they ran up was a triple black diamond, and it was insane. Like when Ed and I were marking the course, we had we took the 4-wheeler, and we had everything loaded up in the 4-wheeler because it took a whole bunch of signs. And the 4-wheeler, we could not make it up the hill. And it was in 4-wheel drive. It kept spinning its tires because it was so straight up. And it was because the grass had gotten wet too. And we were like, well, we're going to have to go out in the morning and do it when it's, or like after the sun kind of dries it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So the next day we had to go out and finish it. And, but it was really insane. And I thought that one guy finished and he said, Michelle, you wanted feedback. He goes, that was horrible. He goes, but it was perfect. Like next year, same thing. But it was basically a half a mile uphill. Like you ran down the mountain and then you just ran up the longest way possible on a really, really steep hill. It was super. And they were fast. Like 10 minutes they got done. We had no idea that they'd get that done that quickly. There was one kid, I think his name was Logan. He did it in 10 minutes and 38 seconds. He was trying to beat his dad. His dad didn't let him win. His dad was in front of him. But I wanted to shout out, so I mean, just really strong, great runners did it. They came running in like nothing. Well, I mean, they laid down. They were dying when they were done, but they pushed really hard and had a lot of fun. But the guy that was 6 overall, he's over 60 years old, and he was only like 5 seconds behind those guys. And he did the loop beforehand. Like he was like, that's why he came to the race, was for this 1 mile race. Like he was like completely studying the course. He was there the day before. I mean, he obviously was a solid, like a real like uphill runner. So that was pretty cool to see.
That's awesome.
And then Sid, did you get to run any loops out there?
I walked half a loop with Crystal and somehow managed to roll my ankle walking.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It might have been like some fireball shots.
Yeah, no, I didn't even do any fireball.
Oh, okay.
I was just dishing them out.
Nice.
I was just dishing them out. No, it was a busy day. I got there Friday night too, and then Saturday just started setting everything up with Royal, setting up the aid station, and then the aid station was pretty tight. So once all the other volunteers got in there, I decided to go out with the cowbell and just start cheering everybody on until the aid station cleared out again. So it was just an awesome day.
I can still hear you in my head. Woo!
Yeah, my throat's still a little sore.
Yeah, I would do a really like boring announcement on the loudspeaker, and then Sid's like, "Woo!" Yeah. So that was really fun. So yeah, we'll have the race again next year on the same weekend, and yeah, it's just a great place to hang out. And thank you guys all for coming and volunteering, and it was really awesome.
Before
I liked that race. I liked the venue. I liked the location. I liked the timed event. I liked the course. I liked the figure 8 style. I liked the aid station. I liked the atmosphere. I like it all. Like that's probably one of my favorite races. Mm-hmm. Even if I'm just there volunteering. I've run the 8 hour, I've run the 4 hour, I've volunteered. And I'm a little annoyed because it was raining and then it was kind of gross I didn't get to wear the donkey costume.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. That was gonna bring that up too, Crystal.
I
I'm
wanted to
sad.
wear it, but because it was raining and then it was kind of like bleh out, I didn't want to ruin it. So don't worry, I will wear it. I'm gonna wear it.
I actually liked how wide the trails were too, because it was very conversational. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the runners that I didn't know, I was able to like actually talk to on the trail. Whereas things like Earth Day, you're just single file for most of it, so you really can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Jerry Lynn Baker because she came and volunteered all weekend. So she, like, just the entire time. And one of the prizes that we put in the volunteer bags was I gave her an Ornery Mule Mountain Challenge flag. And so since she didn't do the Mountain Challenge, she felt like she needed to earn it. So the next morning she got up and she did the Mountain Challenge. So
Yay.
congrats to Jerry Lynn.
Yay.
Before we move on from Galena, I want to make a second shout out to Christina Gloria too, because she kind of made me feel like what the community is about. Because I went out for a last lap thinking I probably wouldn't make it, and everybody was gone. Like by the time I got back, the timing mat was up and everything. And I was dying. I like wanted to stop. I was about a half a mile out and I just yelled into the abyss, I want to be done. And Christina Gloria yelled back, Ryan, is that you? I'm here waiting for you. And she knew I was out there and she waited for me and she walked me in and I didn't think I just wanted to sit down. I could hear Crystal and the ride behind me and I wanted to stop and just not finish. But so my clock time is only 18 miles, but I did end up with 21 because Christina Gloria was like, come on. And so that, like, I just love the sense of community the whole day, but that was just the cherry on the cake for me. So
yeah, I'm so glad that you went out. Go ahead.
And the best part of that day was that the last like 45 minutes of the race when people were kind of thinking, oh, I'm probably done now. And we were like, no, you got time. You got time. And kind of pushing them, but they all did it. Everyone went out and got that last loop in. And I thought they were all amazing.
Yeah, I think that some people, it was pretty tight because we were telling them, and they actually had to run their last loop faster than their loop before in order to be done in time. And then they did.
I know. It was funny.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think that was I actually liked that setup for the race rather than the out and backs because it really makes you have to speed up to try to race that clock. I don't know. What do you think, Steph? Because you've done it both ways.
I mean, I like it both ways. That's the problem, right? Because I love it. Like, you do get kind of like a little bit lax towards the end because you're like, well, I know how much I can do in like the course time that you're doing it in. You've done so many loops that you kind of have an idea of like where you're trending. So then if you get like the opportunity to do the out and back, it's like, okay, I got to run like really fast because it's really short. It's a really short out and back. So it's like mentally, you got to go fast. Right. And it's like, how many can I do? And you got to start the math all over again. So some people's minds are just blown. Right. Mm-hmm. So, but like, I love just like sprinting down this like flat and fast, like dirt path. But then it's like, on the other hand, how many times you've done this loop and how long it's been taking you. So like, then you start to figure out within like the last like 2 hours or so, I feel like, well, how many can I do in these 2 hours? And then as soon as it starts getting closer and closer to crunch time, you actually start speeding up, trying to like get that like last loop in. It's like, I need to bank some more time now. Like I can't be slowing down. So like either way, I feel like you're going to get some like fast times at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. It was a fun way to do it. We'll have to, everybody, if you did the race, leave comments, let us know which way you like better. Oh, we got Megan says she liked it this way because I had to think about how to make sure I had a competitive last loop. So, and Megan Veldkamp, she got second in her age group, and she did one more loop when she thought she was done, and with a smile on her face. So that was really cool. So, anything else on Galena Sky?
I mean, so many epic pictures. Jenny is amazing every time. Mm-hmm. I just love like going back and looking at the picture of every single person. I'm like, oh, I remember you running by me. It's, gosh, those views and then people in them. It's great.
So giving a shout out to all the people who did their first ultra in the 8-hour event.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got the names for that here somewhere. Let's see. We got Laura Russell did first one, Nicholas Boaz, Kristen Napora, which is Trail Sisters with Coach Steph, and Sherry Ann. So congratulations on your first 50K in the 8-hour. I should also mention my husband Royal. He figured out a way to make fried pizza puffs. So did anybody get to try the pizza? Did you see them? Like those little pizza. So the volunteers all ate the pizza puffs. Like
we had to test them out.
Pizza rolls. Pizza rolls.
So
he had a deep fryer, and he fried those up, and he made grilled cheese all day. And
yeah, my daughter made herself sick on the grilled cheese.
Yeah. And then the giant watermelon that he was cutting up, like it was really good watermelon.
My goodness, that watermelon is the only thing I could eat, and it was just so tasty.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a really good job on the food and peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, very busy, great aid station. So I should give a shout out to him too. But during the race, every single loop, and by the way, I pulled off like 10 miles just walking around on course, so that was kind of fun. Yeah, Megan says the pizza rolls were good and crispy. And but every time I walked around, people were going, how is Jeff Lennard doing? Like they wanted the update of Jeff Lennard at Cruel Jewel. And I'm like, I promise I'll get you next time. And so I was texting with Jean and looking on Facebook and looking at the updates, but we got Jeff Lennard here tonight. That's walking and looking really good. Just finished a really tough 100-miler. You want to tell us about it, Jeff?
Yeah, we'll start beginning. So we had a little vacation out of it. So Jean is my wife, we went down to Tennessee on Wednesday. And by the way, there's no masks in Tennessee. It's wide open. So we're there Wednesday, Thursday. Drove down to Georgia on Friday for the race. There's no masks in Georgia except for the aid stations. So we got there a couple hours before race, got our packet pickup and started talking to the race director. And he said, the first 30 miles are going to be pretty brutal for you. I'm like, okay, so we'll see how it is. And he kept saying, no, really, the first 30 are bad. Saying there's like 12 to 15,000 feet of gain in the first 30 miles. So race starts, run the first 30. It really is like 14,000 feet of gain. That's a lot. So, what Kettle is what, 7,000?
I think it's about 8,000. I think
8,000.
It's close to 8,000, yeah.
So, he hit 14, 15,000 the first 30 miles, which is, it's a lot of up and down. And nice course, can't complain about it. You come out of there, you get like a 6-mile road section, which not big on road sections, but you have like 6 miles on roads. Get you back out to about mile 43, which is kind of a big junction in the race. So you get out there and you got a 6-mile out and back. So you have like a 6-mile loop you got to do. You come back, you think, okay, I'm halfway done, I get to go back. Nope. Now they send you out somewhere else, a 5-mile road section to a turnaround. You go out there, they just stamp your bib because you do it out and back twice. So you get there, they stamp your bib, proving you did it. Now you run back out there, and you can do the same loop again, another 6-mile loop, which is another pretty tough loop. You get back there, they stamp your bib. They said, okay, now head back. So now you're at mile 60-ish. So you got to head back, and the guy says, you got 5-mile sections the next aid station. He says, you're going to run 2 miles and go 3 miles downhill. So I don't know if you know how hard it is to run downhill. It was seriously running straight downhill. So you run downhill, you get to the bottom of that for no reason. The sign says you run the 6-mile loop for no apparent reason. It's a pointless loop just to make it 106 miles. So you run miles, you get there, you go to the aid station, you go back up 3 miles for no reason, just to make it long. So I was in really good shape. It's bonus miles. So I was in really good shape to that 6-mile section. So came out of there, did a little more running, got to mile 69, picked up my pacer. Local guy from Illinois, now lives down by Atlanta, a guy named Ted Kelch. picked him up mile 69, and we continued the rest of the race. And then we went along pretty good, hit another 6 mile road section. Then we got to the last 30 again, which are just brutal miles. It's 14, 15,000 feet of uphill on that last section. I remember we got down to the last 16 miles, and my buddy Ted goes, only 7,000 feet of gain left. That was in 16 miles.
Wow.
That's a lot. So we went through there. What's that?
Does Ted get to train there? Like, was he super familiar with it?
Yeah. So what was really nice was he joined me at mile 69. We ran to 107 together, and he actually trains in that course. So he knew everything coming up. So we get to this section, you go, okay, we're going to go 2,000 up, then we're going to go 2,000 down. The next section, we're going to go, 3,000 up and 1,400 down. Like, he knew it really well. So it was kind of cool to have him there to kind of push me along, and he knew everything was coming up. So it didn't hurt as bad because I knew it was coming. And then we got to the last section. He goes, all right, this is it. There's 2 miles up and 3 miles down to the finish line. And it was seriously 3 miles down. I don't know if you ever tried to run 3 miles down at mile 107. That's a lot of downhill. And I know that living here, it's really, really difficult to train for that. We don't have 2 mile, 3 mile hills. We don't have up or down that kind of distance. So it was a big challenge. It was a really cool course. About 16 miles of roads or 18 miles of roads, which I'm not a big fan of, but if you want to go challenge yourself, it will test you. It's a really good race. People are awesome. The HAs are awesome. It's good old Southern hospitality down there, in Georgia. So I recommend it. I won't do it again. I didn't like the course enough myself, but if you want to go challenge yourself, go for it. It's a great course, beautiful area. So,
do you got your buckle with you?
I do have my buckle. The race says 106. The course director said it was actually 107. My watch showed 112.6, and that was on ultra track, so it didn't show all the miles. So, I don't know. Can you?
Yep.
Jeez.
So
it's as big as your head.
It's as big as his head. That's exactly what I thought.
That's a Kettle Moraine buckle, and that's a Cruel Jewel buckle. So it's a little different. So, but it was a great experience. I had nice having a pacer down there. We finished up. I did give him a nice pacer gift, which I bought for Michelle, some OMR stuff. So now we have some OMR stuff down in Atlanta, Georgia, or actually Woodstock, Georgia. So my pacer was very happy with the stuff I gave him. So thank you, Michelle, for that stuff. He loved it.
Well, good. Yeah, I just on your feedback, I ordered some more hats today.
Oh, from the picture you sent me?
No, I ended up ordering a different one. I'll send you the picture of
Okay.
it, but it's more black, and it's got like a topographical design on it. Like, so for all the hills that you did at Krill Jewel.
So if someone chooses to decide to do that race, I took my poles with me from the start. I had in my backpack. And then about mile 7 or 8, I decided to pull them out, and I used them for the last 100 miles. It's just the poles. So, I mean, even when you go uphill, you take a little strain off your body, off your legs and your arms. Even the downhills helps you get a little more stable, because it's pretty technical as well in some areas. Not crazy technical, but there is technical areas. But the poles will definitely help you in that race. It makes you feel a little more sure in your feet. Plus, your arms do some of the work. So.
And I don't remember if you said this because we were talking before too. How long is the cutoff?
It's 48 hours. So it's going to be a hard race. You have 48 hours for a 107-mile race. I had a goal time of 36 hours. I ended up coming at 34:47. So I beat my goal time, and ultra sign up, which I know means nothing, predicted me at 58th place. I took 51st. So it was a win-win. I was real happy with how I did. I wasn't there to race it. There's no way I could win that. The winning time was 22 hours. It was a new course record.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
There's some insanely fast people. Jake Milligan, who Michelle, Jake Milligan, he ran that several years ago in 26 hours, and he's a beast. I mean, no way I could do anything like that, but it was a great experience. I recommend going and do it, if you really, really want to challenge yourself, because it's the hardest race I've ever done.
Oh, well, congratulations.
It was 33,213 feet of climbing. And so that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And came through with no injuries, just some sore feet, from being on my feet for 34 and a half hours. So, it was great. I recommend it. So.
Yeah, well, I saw you were mowing the lawn the very next day. So
Yeah, you know what? Motion is lotion, right?
That's
I
right.
didn't know if it was a walker or if you like.
Yeah. We got home from Georgia, and the grass had grown while we were down in Georgia and Tennessee. We're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out there and do it because I want to move around. So we actually cut the grass. We went grocery shopping. We did laundry. We did all kinds of stuff. And then we went for a walk as well at night just to get the acid of my legs moving around.
Yeah. Well,
Helps.
that's good. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job,
Yes,
Jeff. That's awesome.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
you.
Let's see.
Actually, the wave starts there. I mentioned that wave starts in Georgia are 3-minute wave starts. It's all 3 minutes.
Wow.
That's awesome.
There is no COVID in Georgia.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Kettle later on, but right now, Kettle, we've got permission for 1 hour waves. I've asked to tighten that up, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we're going to assign, I pled my case. I said, we showed at Earth Day that the 30-minute waves worked. Like without a doubt, and that was a 5-mile loop. But we have to do, we need to respect what they feel comfortable with, and they feel comfortable with 1 hour waves. So that's what we're gonna do for Kettle, and we're gonna be excited to be running and seeing everybody. It'll be awesome.
Yep, that's right.
So
It'll be super fun to be broadcasting too. Like that's.
Yeah.
Kala loved watching that on the races that we've watched that have been live broadcasts. So I'm super excited to go back and watch it after it's done too. So.
Yeah. So we've got live broadcasting for Kettle. Fusion Videos is setting it up for us. We're setting up a studio. Actually, Fusion Videos was just there today and sent me pictures of the studio. It's in a camp that is right by the start line. It's it might be like a church camp that's over there, and it's got like really pretty wood walls and stuff. And we had to find some place that had enough Wi-Fi or whatever internet service to be able to do it. So it's not perfect. We would have liked to have had a little bit more, but it was the best that we were able to find. And so it'll be fine. I mean, we got a big team, like his entire team will be there, taking care of all the technical stuff that Royal does, but it's definitely more technical than what we're doing on the podcast. And then, who do we have for our host on that? Nikki is going to do the morning shift, like the golden hour when everybody is.
Yeah, I don't know how I won that.
Well, I figured it would be good because that's when that is like when everybody's crying. Like that's
right.
Like really a very exciting time that you're doing it with Michelle Schuler from Dixon. Michelle's awesome.
Love Michelle.
And then Kimberly, and I don't know how to say Kimberly's last name. Coach Steph coaches her. She's gonna help during that time after she runs the 100K. Ryan's in the morning, and then we've got Juan Moran. He's gonna help in the morning, and Robert Swidarski, who we know he can talk for quite a few hours.
Yes.
Sorry, Robert. That's a good quality.
Right. We love you, Robert.
And let's see who I don't want to forget anybody since I started like listing everybody that's
I'm doing stuff too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the middle of the day people is Jeff Lennard with Morgan and James Solomon. So that's going to be a really fun afternoon.
That will be.
Tara and Aaron will be with me in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah.
I do have to pace too. I got 38 miles to pace.
Oh, you do? So you're gonna.
Eric Bloomquist.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. So you'll probably be starting with him right when you get done with your shift, but you'll be right by the start line for that. Yeah, I think it'll be really exciting. And we're gonna show some videos. We're gonna record a little video about me and how I came into being race director at Kettle, about some of my races there. We got some footage from Timo and Jason, who were the race directors for 17 years. And then the founding race directors, the Setness family. We have a really great interview with them, and they tell a funny story about something that happened on course one of the first years, which is really good. So, like, you know, we'll have some fill-ins. I mean, there's going to be some fun stuff. So we want everybody to tune in and watch it. We're trying to get to 1,000 people before that. So if you're watching right now, hit subscribe. We're at like almost 900. We've went up like 50 in the last week. So that's good. And my daughter over there, I need to wake her up. Because she wasn't there, and so unfortunately. Oh yeah, well actually, Tasha, we should talk a little bit about how important of work she does at Kettle, and how hard you work. Why don't you tell real quick about what you do at Kettle the night before and what it's like?
Well, I just help with the aid stations. I drive a truck and trailer around, just make sure everyone has supplies. And then I also kind of direct the ice, water, and table guys who are in a big box truck, kind of direct them for what they're supposed to do as well. And it's a lot of fun. I love driving around that trailer. It's especially at Kettle, it's the finish line gets so packed with cars that it's like insane trying to get through there. Like, it really puts my skills to test. But it's a blast. I thought Hennepin was my favorite race just from the work I do, but Kettle is like a whole nother world. I just love it so much.
Yeah,
it's so fulfilling, and seeing everyone so happy out there, it's really great.
Yeah, you guys work so hard that it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's like an 18-hour shift.
Yeah, and I love every second of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like work, really.
Yeah, like of hard labor. And it's her and Brian and my husband, and usually, you know, we get a couple other people that come and help, some people that we have that works with Royal. So yeah, it's a lot.
We
you
have
know,
really good helpers.
But
really
without them, it's a very, very important part of the 100-mile races being successful, especially.
Yeah.
So so that heavy labor that you do there, and just for a hobby, you do a lot of hiking, has you super fit. We went out to Colorado and we climbed very high. It was hard.
I can blame you on me liking to hike now, because I don't think I would have been into hiking if you didn't drag me around the country and bring me all the cool trails. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and Papa, so she's out there visiting my dad, Papa, and he was kind of worried about her. He called me, and I was kind of worried too, because she was like summiting mountain yesterday, and I'm like, well, you know, I suppose I taught her to do this stupid stuff. And
it might be the hot day of the week too.
Yeah, it was 100. And I'm like, well, did she bring enough water bottles? He said, well, she only brought 2. I thought she should have brought 3.
I brought more than 2, I think.
Oh, okay. So yeah, why don't you tell us about your hike and how you planned it?
Yeah, I went to the Lost Dutchman State Park, right at the base of the Superstition Mountains, and I was trying to get to the peak of Superstition. I didn't quite make it there, but it was a $10 entrance fee, although she only charged me $7. And I took the Siphon Draw Trail, which is 3 miles to get to the Flatiron. I wasn't going to the Flatiron. I was going to go left to the Superstition Peak. And about halfway into the hike, it gets really steep, like really steep. Like you, like it gets to a point where like you're halfway in elevation, and there's only like half a mile left, and you're halfway in elevation. So like the rest is like really steep. And It's an out and back, and to get to the peak, it is 2.7 miles. So in all, like 5.4 miles approximately. And the elevation, I think it's like 500 feet of elevation at the start. No, at the start, the ground. And then to get to the elevation gain is just shy of 3,000 feet. So it is pretty steep for a trail that short. And there's some scrambling you have to do. And it said that I was expecting it to take around 4 hours. And I got there at like noon, which is like the worst time to go because it's like the hottest time. But I ended up being out there for like 5.5 or 6 hours. And I got off the trail a few times. It was really hard to follow the trail, like really hard. Probably 2 or 3 times I realized like this is not the trail. I don't know where I am right now. Because everything looks the same out in the desert.
Just what Mom wants to hear.
Right.
I had internet connection the whole time though. So I was able to like look at the map and be like, okay, the trail's over there, I gotta head that way. But it was pretty sketchy. And I took me like less than 2 hours to get 0.5 miles away from the peak. But then it took me like an hour to go 0.3 miles from there, and I was still like 0.3 miles away from the peak. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm running low on water. Like, I'm tired. Like, I can't stay on the trail at this point because it just got really hard to follow the trail. And it was like, I'm climbing rocks. Like, I'm not even hiking. I'm climbing. Like, so I just found a nice place to sit down. I had a little picnic, and then I turned around and went back. But it was a lot of fun. I think it was the first time I went hiking on my own too, which is nice.
That's
It was
cool.
a whole experience. Yeah.
Did you use the All Trails app?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was really helpful.
Yeah, you should download that because if you download the map, then you can just, if you get off trail, there's like a little red dot and it'll like show you like, oh, you're this far away from the trail, but you got to download the map first.
Yeah, I mean, I had internet connection, so I didn't really need to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, good job. I'm glad that you did that, and thanks for sharing that with us. I'm gonna have to do. I don't know if that's the same hike I did. I'll have to. I don't think I went up as far as you did.
It was crazy because like you can't even like the place that I hiked to, you can't see it from the ground because like you're going into the mountain, and I saw mountain goats. It was like the first time I heard mountain goats.
Cool.
Saw a bunch of different kinds of lizards. I think I was off trail for this part, but I found an area was like had a bunch of trees with flowers on them, and there was honeybees everywhere, and it was like, and there was hummingbirds. It was like magical.
Oh, that's so cool. And then, so where are you hiking? Like next week, are you gonna come on the show and tell us where you're hiking next?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Colorado. I'm staying in I think it's Frisco, right? That's the name of the town.
Yeah, Frisco.
Yeah, I'm staying there, so I don't know where I'm hiking yet.
Like Breckenridge, maybe?
Yeah, I might go back to Breckenridge to the trail to Crystal Lake. That is also a very steep trail. And it's you get up to the mountain and it's like 10,000 feet in the air, probably more. And then there's a lake up there. It's beautiful. And you can just see the mountain range.
Yeah, that was a great hike. Well, good. Well, thank you, Tasha. Good luck on drive, and you road tripped with your cat too. How Callie, is Callie nearby that she can say hi on the show?
She's sleeping in there. But yeah, this is my first time driving that far by myself. It was fun. I did get a speeding ticket, which I haven't told you about yet.
She can't get mad at you on YouTube.
Wow.
Got it all figured out.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I gotta learn a lesson, you know. I'm not even a speeder. Like, it's my second ticket I've ever got, and you know.
Well, you need to get a Jeep because I've slowed down a lot since I started driving a Jeep because they don't go fast really well.
Right.
So your next car can be a Jeep instead of a fancy Camaro.
Oh, my car's not fancy.
So the basic Camaro.
Oh, one thing I did do is there's a Apache Trail, which is a historic road that runs through the Superstition Mountains, and I took that road with my car, which I have like performance wheels on it right now, and it was amazing. Like, it's winding roads with insane mountain range views, and I can go pretty fast in my car because I got good traction. It's so fun.
Just what Mom wants to hear. You need to take me on your next trip. So I can do it too. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Tasha. Yeah, we want to hear about your next hike and see pictures too.
All right. Yeah, I got some insane pictures, so I'll have to show them to you.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll put some on our Facebook page.
All right.
And so Christina Gloria, she's in. So everybody say hi to Christina. She said this was the first time she's figured out how to get onto the YouTube. So.
Yay, Christina!
Yay! Cowbell!
We love you, Christina.
Yeah. And we talked about her. She might have came on late. It is Christina, so she was probably a couple minutes late. Even though we were already 25 minutes late ourselves. She's going to laugh at me right now. So let's see. Well, I guess anything else that we need to cover that we haven't covered that I told you guys we were going to talk about? Except for
no, I don't think so.
The TikTok thing.
Except for our TikToks. Yeah, so this is why we came on late tonight, because we're like, TikToks are hilarious. Like, there is a lot of cute animals out there doing stuff that make you laugh a lot. And so I wanted to start sharing some TikToks on our show. And I tried to choose stuff that had to do with stuff that we had going on this week. So we're going to show tonight. Our first TikTok it's because Tasha just got done driving across the country with her cat. And there is a fun TikTok of a cat like Tasha driving across the country. So we're going to show it to everybody now. And we have to be a little careful with, we might not be able to play the music for all of it, because we might, I don't know. Even though it's on TikTok, we're not totally sure if we're allowed to play the music the entire time. So this one just cracks me up. And Royal is going to it right now. Let's see. Can you guys see it?
Yeah. What the heck? Is he like in a hammock? He's in a hammock.
It's like a window hammock or something. I need to get that.
That's
And
what Callie needs. I'm dying.
That's funny.
If you can hear the music, it's kind of bobbing its head to the music
The
too.
music,
Okay.
yeah, the music. Yeah, play the music for just one more second, real quick. Yeah, that's totally cute. Adorable little kitty cat. You need one of those for Callie, Tasha. So then our next one. So this one's for Ryan, because Ryan, he posted that he lost 5 toenails. And I don't think that him losing his toenails were quite like this toenail losing that we're going to watch. But this one, I've laughed quite a few times over, so it's a really, really funny TikTok. Oh my gosh.
So we can't hear the audio,
You
but
can't hear the audio. Oh no, you
we
need to
can't.
hear it.
But that scream is hilarious. I laughed for so many times today at this TikTok.
Yeah, so this poor dog, so you guys can't actually hear it. This poor dog screams like an actual person. And
That's funny.
Then the last one is so Ryan Maines tomorrow is running. It's like 115K or something, I think, that he's running, and he's running to raise money for like firemen recovery, like it's called Run for Your Lives, and he did it last year, and he's actually running by the Ornery Mule Racing Trailhead. So if anybody wants to stop by here, like he's going to come by like about 1 or 1:30, he'll be running by, and we're going to set up a little aid station. And so this TikTok is, we'll send off with this one, and this is good luck to him for running for firemen. So yeah, let's get, I hope you guys can hear the music though, because the music makes it.
We heard it that time.
Yeah. Oh, good. I wonder why it didn't work. Look at those guys. They got like their full uniform on.
That's
Michelle,
nice.
don't worry. I'm looking at them. Come on.
Yeah, can we play the music one more time? Real quick. That's my favorite one.
We need to do one of those. We need to do one of those like at the beginning of an OMR race, like everybody do the same thing, like a flash mob.
Yeah, like you learn that dance that the kids all do with the
thing and the flavin. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that at Kettle. Like, let's all. I've had an idea of something to do at Kettle, but then it was so busy. I think I told Sid about it last year.
Yeah, we got so much extra time at Kettle.
Yeah.
Good dance.
I mean, to videotape a little plank dance TikTok at the beginning of Kettle would be a great little race start, and plenty of time for that, right?
Oh, yeah. It's all about having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to figure out. Yeah, we'll figure it out one of these days where we're not like all running around super crazy. But yeah, we were planning it in 2019, and then it was insane at the finish line. We were it was the first year I'd put on the race, and the year before I had been there just kind of checking everything out, but it was not nearly as busy as.
Well, we had a thunderstorm to deal with too.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, and then Sid had to like plug in, like something kept going out. He had to keep turning it on like every 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, resetting the timing clock every 5 minutes.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, we were walking around in like 2 inches of just water, mud, like the entire aid station.
As a runner that year, the thunderstorm was the best part of the race. It actually cooled off. It was so hot.
Yeah.
So, well, that is it. Oh, good. Callie came to say hi.
Oh, Callie.
Hi, Callie. Oh, I'm so glad that she came.
And she's got a little bow tie on. Oh, jeez.
So
she's looking at the screen like, what?
She's very scared being outside.
She looks terrified.
Yeah, it's not her place. She's an indoor cat.
Yeah.
But
she liked the car ride?
I trained her as like a little kitten to be used to car rides because when I first got her, I came out to Arizona. So she's all right.
Are you gonna get one of those like bubble backpacks for the cat, like for the hiking?
I keep saying to myself I will, but she does not like being outside. She's just way too scared. So I don't know.
My nephew has one, and he puts his cat in it, and one of them hates it.
Yeah, I tried to put her in a bag once, and she was not happy. I thought it would be adorable, and she did not.
I had to put a cat in a bag.
I was going to take a picture and put her in a bag, and she would have looked so cute, but it did not work.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Tasha. You put Tasha in a bag.
Oh, look at her little collar and her bow. She's adorable.
Yep, she's my baby.
Oh, good. Well, thank you guys, all of you guys, for coming on the show and helping do the recap. We can do another recap next Friday, and we look forward to seeing what kind of news we see for the next week. We're going to be busy getting ready for Kettle. We got stuff we need to mail out, the packages. Nikki got all the shirts finished, folded up today, and we're going to start mailing out anybody that paid to have theirs mailed out ahead of time. So, from here on out, we're just like full on working for Kettle and super excited. But thank you everyone for listening. Yeah, remember again, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next Friday. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.